I got into this man's car for the first time and he's playing All Girls Are the Same. How I fumbled a senior as a freshman. The story's kind of just funny because I knew this kid outside of school, but then as soon as I got up to the high school, he started texting me. So I knew this kid because he played baseball and I played softball, but he also umped for the softball teams, which was weird because usually only girls did, but for some reason he umped for the girls. And he added me after like one of my games when we were a lot younger, actually. He might have been just reaching freshman year and I was in like 6th grade or something. I don't remember exactly, but it was something along those lines. But he added me. We talked a little bit, but not a lot. I kind of had a little crush on him, and then I was like, he was in high school. I was in middle school. It was weird. But then whenever I got up to the high school, or even like I think the summer before I got up to the high school, I was playing softball and he was umping and we kind of started snapping a little bit more. So it's football season and he doesn't play football, so he's always in the student section and I could obviously hang out with him at football games. Well, since we snapped a lot more, he's like, oh, are you coming to the football games? You come to the football games? He'd always ask me and then he'd be like, oh, I didn't see you at the football game or something, even though we literally made eye contact, because he was like that type of person. He'd be like, oh, I didn't really see you. I wish I would have saw you, but you did see me. Just to kind of like give me like that push and pull effect I feel like he was kind of going for. Well, whatever. Some time goes by and he actually is trying to talk to me now. He's fully asking me about my day, how my day is going, sending me videos. And he'd send me videos, and if I wouldn't send a video back, he's like, literally send a video back. And I'm like, oh. If you went to my school and you knew him, you'd know that he acted like better than everybody else. So it's kind of just like, how is this gonna go? So whatever, time goes by. I go to the beach with my friend, and homecoming was in probably like 2 weeks from now. But I already agreed to go with the guy that I was kind of talking to at the time. He was my ex-boyfriend. I don't remember all that much. But I wanted to go with my ex-boyfriend because I was still like in love with my ex-boyfriend. So I was like, I'm going with my ex-boyfriend. But said guy asked me to go to homecoming with him. And like I said, if you knew him and you were from my school, you'd be like, he's so cocky. How's he gonna take you not wanting to go to homecoming with him? Absolutely. So I basically told him, yeah, I don't really want to, like, not that I don't want to go with you, but like I already said yes to somebody else. He's like, well, tell them no. And I was like, no, like I want to go with them. And he's like, you just fumbled the bag so hard and went off on me for about 30 minutes saying how I fumbled the bag and I ruined everything. Like I could have been like, yeah. So he ended up like still wanting to talk to me. I think like we still talked, but he asked one of my friends to go home, and my friend was like, oh my god, he asked me, and I was like, yeah, I told him no, like, and she's like, I have no one else to go with, because they were like family friends. I obviously didn't care because I was trying to get back with my ex. So my ex was still messing around, so that's why I like was still talking to other people, because I kept on hearing that he was talking to his ex-girlfriend. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not playing games. Well, not even ex-girlfriend, a girl that he really liked that rejected him, but they went on vacations and stuff together. So that's a whole other story in itself. So I didn't mind that I was like talking to this guy as a friend. But then he was like, will you come to this football game? Will you come to this football game? And I was like, you know what, maybe I'll go to this football game, maybe I'll go to this football game, I don't know. And he was like, okay, well, you better be there, blah blah blah. He offered me a ride, but then like was like, oh, never mind, like I'm not really gonna, because like I'm bringing my friends instead. And I was like, that's fine, like I didn't even know if I was really gonna go. And he's like, no, you better come. And I was like, well, we'll see. Well, I'm a nap girly till I die, so I ended up falling asleep, and after I fell asleep, I slept through the entire game, and I had like 60 missed calls from him. Keep in mind, we're not dating. He probably would have like not even really called me a talking stage if you asked him about me now. So why'd you call me 60 times, send me a million messages, like, so that all happens. I come home and he's like, are you kidding me? Like, you didn't want to go to the football game? And I was like, I just like fell asleep, like I was like tired, I didn't go to the football game, whatever. And he sends me a picture of this girl wearing his Letterman's jacket and was like, that could have been you tonight, but whatever. Okay, babe, that's like highly rude. First you tell me I fumbled the bag, I'm still talking to you, then you let another girl wear your jacket, take a picture with her and tell me that could be me? Fuck you. Oh, that's not the end yet though. So then he's like, will you please like let me drive you home from school this one day? And I rejected him a few times, being like, no, because like me and my ex were kind of like, I was like, no. But the one day I was really sick and I wanted to come fast, and riding the bus took like 30 minutes. I was like, why not go home with him? I get in this man's car and he's blasting All Girls Are the Same. I should have took that as a sign, like, and then he was like, well, what music do you listen to? Because I was like, what are you playing? And I was like, anything but this. Like, I could listen to NLE Choppa, and I can listen to Post Malone, and I can listen to Zach Bryan, and I can listen to Megan Maroney, I can listen to Taylor Swift, like, anything but why are you playing this right now, driving me home for the first ever time? Like, what is going on? Safe to say, he was like, oh, did you tell your parents about us? And I was like, my parents did know that he drove me home, and they did know that we were like, eh. And he told his parents, and then we ended up not working out whatsoever, because I just had no interest, as you can tell throughout the whole story. But then that All Girls Are the Same really threw me off. So whatever, he starts talking to his now girlfriend. I start talking to my now boyfriend, not even my ex. Psych. And then we ended up dating 2 people from the same school, and we ended up going to the same prom. And he stared at me the entire night at prom, and I was just like, But that's how I fumbled a senior. Like, how could I do such a thing?
When I was 16, I jumped out my bedroom window and ran away from home and didn't come back for 2 years. Get ready with me while I tell you some random facts about myself that I find quite interesting. I was in year 5, I had my first kiss at a car boot sale, and the guy then continued to stalk me for years. He used to ask people that I knew for my number, and when I was in year 8, he followed me and my little brother home from school and then continued to post his phone number through my letterbox for a while. In year 7, my best friend moved house, so she was moving schools, but she decided to tell the whole school that I bullied her and that's why she was leaving. Her older brother's best friend came up to me on the yard, grabbed hold of my wrist and started screaming in my face about how it was my fault his best friend was leaving the school. Bear in mind, I'm only 5'1" now at 20 years old, so back then I was probably about 4'5". I was in tears. When I was 18, I started dating a guy from work and he refused to brush his teeth because he didn't like the flavour of mint and he used to just use pineapple chewing gum. He also then turned out to be a right weirdo and actually did some very inappropriate things. My 20th birthday, my mum took me to Italy for 24 hours, but when we landed, the guy that we'd booked the Airbnb with cancelled on us, so we had nowhere to stay and it was late at night, and at 2 o'clock in the morning we still had nowhere to stay and got rescued by some nuns who let us sleep in the basement of their nunnery. Oh my god. I was so scared by the whole situation that I was throwing up all night, so I spent turning 20 at midnight, I spent it violently throwing up, and that whole situation has now caused me to have severe travel anxiety and I can't stay away from home for more than one night or I will be sick. When I was 16, I jumped out my bedroom window and ran away and didn't come back for 2 years because me and my mum didn't get on very well at all. We were arguing constantly, but we're all good now. She's my bestie. I left for 2 years and didn't come back. I don't recommend doing that, by the way. It was very stupid of me to do. Yes, it was the right thing for me to do at the time. However, I don't condone it. Please, if you need help, find it. Don't do what I did. This video is already too long. Let me know if you want more.
Strict parents actually create the sneakiest kids, and I live by that. Kidding, we actually all children of strict parents deserve a medal for the amount of bullshit we were able to come up with to get around them. Get ready with me while I tell you things that my strict parents did that would send my white friends into a coma. In the ethnic scheme of things, I'd say my parents were actually kind of on the more chill scale, at least in my early days of high school, but it wasn't until I started getting a little bit more in trouble that they started to actually crack down on me. For example, they would let me wear a school skirt. But then when I started getting in trouble, my mom was like, fuck this, we're gonna crack down on you. That skirt is too short. So I literally watched her burn my school skirt. She was obviously so mad. She burnt it in front of me. I watched it go up into ashes. And being a 14-year-old girl, that's the most crazy thing to me because all my friends, everyone at school wears a school skirt. It's summer, what am I gonna wear, fucking jeans? No. So that was devastating to me. I get it, crime and punishment, right? You do something wrong, you get punished. But no, in my 14-year-old brain, wearing a school skirt is the most important thing. So what did I do to get around that? I made my best friend go to the shops on the weekend, buy another school skirt for me and give it to me at school one day. And then me and my cousin went to the same school that time, and she was a saint. She helped me so much. I would make my cousin take it home, bring it with her to school every single morning in the school bathroom. I would change into it and then obviously go about my day wearing my damn school skirt, okay? And then my grandpa would pick us up, and my grandpa was a bit clueless, so when we were in his car, me and my cousin, when he'd pick us up, I'd change back into whatever I was wearing that day when I left home, and so my mom would have no idea. This happened for quite a few things too. I remember once I decided to wear makeup for the first time. I was experimenting and I was watching videos as a 13, 14-year-old girl would do, and my mom came home and she saw that I had makeup on and she lost it at me because I guess what it was a skin tint from Bare Minerals. It was a skin tint, but to her it was a cake face. She was like, never ever wear that much makeup again, cake the fuck up. She got so mad, so I was just too scared to ever wear makeup again. So what do? I would bring my makeup to school, go into school bathroom before class started and put it on. Yep, it even got to the point where I would start making my own makeup because I didn't have any money to buy makeup and I needed to wear makeup to fuck. No. But I don't know what happened with that. I think they kind of just got over it because I did eventually start wearing makeup to school. So
they must have gotten over it, I guess. Okay, and I guess you could just assume that, of course, boys were just a no. Like, boys were a complete no, don't even speak about them. Like, it wasn't even, it was just a given, like, no boys. I'll never forget one time, like, my mum went through my phone, and of course, I had my best friend log into my Snapchat, because, you know, it locks people out of your Snapchat, when someone else logs in, so she didn't have access to my Snapchat, but I was talking to a boy on iMessage, and I don't know to this day. Actually, I do know, like, it was definitely, she saw that, and it was literally the most innocent thing ever, but she obviously told my dad, and I'll never forget. I was on FaceTime with my friend at the time, and all I heard was footsteps running up the house. Like, I was, like, my room was upstairs at the time, and all I heard was footsteps running up the stairs. I was like, oh my god, I'm dead, I'm dead. Mum grabs me and gives me the beating of a lifetime, and my dad smashed my phone into pieces right in front of me. Smashed on the floor. I have a photo of it I can show you if, like, you guys care for that, but bro, it was traumatizing. I guess you could say I was grounded for a long time after that, but, like, our parents, there's no such thing as grounded. Like, you just on lockdown, like, you just know, like, there's no such thing as, oh, you're grounded for 2 weeks. It's, you're literally never gonna see the light of day again until you move out. So yeah, of course my phone was broken, and so but then they realized they actually had to contact me because I went to school and stuff, and they didn't pick me up from school, my grandpa did. So they're like, okay, fuck, we actually gotta contact this girl. So what did they do? Like, nothing wrong with this, obviously no hate to androids, but they gave me like some beat the fuck up Samsung that we bought in Turkey when my mum like dropped her phone in the pool. So that's what I was using. And like, bro, high schoolers are brutal. So I got made fun of so hard by like everybody in my year. They were like, haha, Android girl. And the amount of FOMO that I was getting, because like this was in 2019, when TikTok was like taking off, and I wanted to film TikTok so bad, but I just couldn't with my Android. This next one is just funny, like this is obviously before the phone incident. This was like maybe 2 years before that. I obviously had a crush on a guy, and he obviously liked me too. So he invited me to go to the movies. Mind you, I was only like 13 at this time, so it was so innocent, like literally just going to the movies. And I was like, yeah, why not? So I told my mom that I was meeting up with one of my friends, and she was like, okay, I'll drop you to the place. And I was like, oh my god, because knowing my mom, she was gonna wait for that friend to come so she could verify. And at this point I had never done anything wrong, so I don't even know why she was so suspicious. She just has like an 8th, 6th, 10th sense, right? Like, she'd just be knowing these things, bro. Anyway, so obviously I wasn't meeting up with that friend, bro. I wasn't. So I was freaking out. So she dropped me to the place, and I was like, okay, bye. And she was like, no, like, where is, you know, XYZ, the girl that I said I was meeting up with? And I was like, oh, she's coming. And then she was like, no, okay, well, let me wait for her. And I was like, girl. So she waits there. What do? I like get out the car, and to my luck, there's like some people from my school hanging out like in the city where I was, and mind you, like, I hardly talk to these people. Like, I literally just walked up to them, and I was like, can you guys like just please pretend to be hanging out? Like, bro, at school we never talk, so I know they're like, what the fuck. I was like, please just pretend that we're seeing each other, like we're hanging out. And they're like, okay. So we go to my mum. And my mom's in the car, and she's like, who, like, I know she's like, who the fuck are these people, right? I was like, oh, like, just gonna hang out with them till like my friend comes. And she was like, anyway, she was like, okay. And so she left, right? So embarrassing, because I know those kids were like, what the fuck is this girl doing? Like, we never hang out, why is she trying to be our friends right now? So I was like, thanks guys, sorry, I know that was really weird. And they were like, okay. And then they just left. So here I am waiting for this boy to come. He finally comes, and we head to the movies. Let me tell you, like, I was so nervous. Like, the guilt that I felt for lying to my mom about this, like, just overtook everything. Like, I couldn't even look at this guy, to the point where we were sitting in the movie and we didn't even look. We didn't even make eye contact the whole movie. Like, I was just like this, watching the screen, and he was just watching. Like, it was just awkward as fuck. So literally nothing happened. It was the most like 12-ish shit you could ever think of. We were just sitting watching, what was it, like Daddy's Home when it first came out. So funny. Like, it was so awkward. Like, bro was like laughing at the movie, and I was just like, anyway, this is the funny bit. So the movie ends, right? And like, so we go into like the foyer, the lobby of like the cinema, and he was like, okay, well, it was nice hanging out with you. And I was like, okay, yeah, give each other like an awkward side hug type shit. And thank God this happened. Oh my god. The movie theater had 2 exits, right? And so let's just say these are 2 exits. he exited out here and like went around, okay? And like thank God this happened. I exited out the front and I exit out the front and who the fuck is waiting there at the front? Guess. My mom. She's waiting at the front of the cinema. I forgot to tell you that I told her I was going to the cinema with my friend, so that's why she obviously knew I was gonna be there. Oh my god. So I walk out there and I'm alone, obviously. Like, thank God I was alone. But I walk out there. Now I'm thinking in my head, she looks at me, right? And now I'm thinking in my head, oh my god. I've got to come up with a story as to why I'm alone, otherwise she's gonna know I'm talking shit. Of course she's like, where's so-and-so, the friend that I said I was gonna be with? And so I had to come up with the biggest lie. So embarrassing. It was like, she bailed on me, and like I was like crying, and the reason I actually was like, there were real tears. The reason I was crying is because I genuinely felt so guilty for what I had just done. Like, I felt so guilty that I actually started crying. Like, I had like this uneasy feeling in my stomach, and I just felt so bad. And like, because I was crying, I think she obviously believed me. She was like, oh, like, and then she gave me a lecture. She was like, fake friends. So now I'm feeling bad because I threw my friend under the bus, but like, it was fine. Like, I told her we made up. And then that night my dad came into my room and gave me a whole lecture about fake friends, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, like, bro, are you kidding me? I have to sit through this now because like I had to come up with a bullshit lie. I do my eyeliner off camera because I can never do that shit on camera. Anyway, so safe to say I never saw that guy again, even though we went to the same school, so it was awkward. Cause yeah, I was just so traumatized from that experience. I could go on and on about these stories, but those are just like the main ones I can think of that aren't too controversial, if that makes sense. But anyway, yeah, thank you.
Hey guys, get ready with me to go to bed while I talk about how I got caught sneaking out. So I went live and my mom told me that I can't go out because I got caught. So she told me that I'm not allowed to go out for the whole entire summer, and like I told you guys, I'm not gonna sit here and let that happen. So I decided to make plans and go to the springs, as I know sneaking out during the day is not the move, but it had to be done. So I had to sneak out of the house, so I did, and I waited until my mom was playing music in her room so I could just walk out the door so she doesn't hear the alarm. When I had left, I had successfully snuck out. So I got to the springs and everything was good until I went live and my mom called me. When my mom called me, she told me at first that she was just calling me for something she needed me to do something. My mom realized that I wasn't home. So my mom started yelling at me, screaming, where was I at? And she said, okay, don't worry, wait till you get home. When I got home, my mom sat me down and she was just yelling at me about why I shouldn't be sneaking out and what she's gonna do. Guys, when I tell you guys, my mom was mad. So she told me that she was gonna take my iPad. She's not gonna take my phone just because of the fact that she thinks I'm too grown to be having my phone took. But she told me if I sneak out one more time, it's done. It's wraps, bro. She told me that if I get caught one more time or if I go anywhere for the rest of the summer, that I'm not gonna have no phone, no iPad, and I'm gonna have to stay online school. I literally lost my privileges to go live in the car. I can't go anywhere unless I'm with my mom, not even with my sister. I told her okay, because I'm not going to sit there and argue with my mom about everything, but she just kept yelling because she just told me to stop talking. My mom even went as far as turning the alarm on in the house. So now whenever I open the doors or open the windows, she can hear it. And I have to have my location on 24/7, and she calls me every day at 12 p.m. I hope I can get my privileges back to leaving because, guys, it's summer 2025. Or I'm just going to keep sneaking out. She's yelling at me. She goes on her phone and pulls out the Ring camera footage. And she just starts screaming, showing me the Ring camera footage. And she's like, are you serious right now? What to do right now or what to say to her, because right now she's giving me the silent treatment. So I don't know if I should apologize or not. I think the best option is to just leave her alone, because if I keep talking to her, then she's just going to get even more mad. Let me know what I should do in the comments.
Let me tell you why I'm breaking up with my boyfriend. For context, I love my boyfriend so much. Like, we've been together off and on for almost a year. There's nothing wrong with our relationship, except for recently we started talking about what we're gonna do when he goes to college, and that's caused a lot of arguments between us. He's graduating this year, which means he's going to college, and I'm staying behind. I'm still in high school and I still have to finish high school. I know that going to college is like a big deal and I want him to be able to experience college, but every time we've had a conversation about what we're gonna do, it's kind of just never really ended conclusively, and it just has been causing a lot of tension between us. He switches between saying that he wants to stay together and then also back to I want to experience college. He likes to say that he just wants to create meaningful friendships, but it's college and I know what happens in college. So also, if it was about meaningful friendships, then we wouldn't need to break up. And it's also not a distance thing. He lives already an hour away, and where he's going to college in Malibu, it's still gonna be an hour away. It's the same distance. He's texting me! We had a big argument and it ended us ultimately breaking up. We're not like really broken up. We still text and we still talk and we still act as if we're together. We agreed that we're gonna hang out over the summer, enjoy the time we have left together. A big thing too is that I feel like I'm putting so much effort into us working, and I just feel like not getting that in return from him. It's really hard to love someone fully when you don't feel like you're getting that effort back. I know some people that know him might see this as something that's been on my mind a bunch, and I feel like I just really wanted to talk about it. I don't really know what's gonna happen or what we're gonna do come end of summer, but I hope it doesn't end bad.
Let's expose some high-paying brands I declined and why I said no to the deals. Disclaimer, before anybody says that is so stupid, you shouldn't say no to thousands of dollars. I understand the value of $1 100%. However, I am here to build a long-term career, not just make a couple videos, make ads, and make money and leave. I genuinely love making content, and I can guarantee if I post an ad for something, I genuinely love the product. I can't speak for every single influencer, but that's what I do. Also, if you're an influencer and you work with these brands, I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying I'm not gonna do it. The amount of times that Shein has reached out to work with me, so many times. Bellesa, you couldn't pay me to hold it and smile like this and post it on Instagram. Like, my boyfriend's mother follows me. My boyfriend's father follows me. My father follows me. Flat tummy tea. I'm not gonna post an ad for a tea that literally just makes you shit yourself. I have had Playboy reach out. However, I can confirm that is not my niche. Cameo. I would literally never, ever make somebody pay me to say happy birthday to them. I will never do that. I swear every single time I see a DM from somebody asking me to send a happy birthday to their friend, I'll just take a video and send it. Like, I'm not gonna make you pay me to say happy birthday. I should just wanna say happy birthday to you. Any sort of skincare that claims to give you like no cellulite or be anti-cellulite, I don't believe you. Like, I don't see how you can hate from outside of the club. You can't even get in. A very amazing plus size brand reached out for me to have this whole photo shoot with them and do an insane campaign. However, I did kindly reject because I am not plus size, I'm a size 8, and I think it would be totally wrong for me to do this campaign when there are so many amazing plus size creators that should be doing it. Now, y'all let me know if you want the tea on the brands that literally scammed me.